Kevin, Kevin, last name Karen, Caron.
And who you're with, I should have said that.
I'm with Georgia Detention Watch.
My name is Carlos, Carlos, Medina, Medina. I'm with GLAHR, the Georgia Latino Alliance for Human Rights.
My name is Geovani, Geovani, Serrano, Serrano, and I'm also here with the Georgia Latino Alliance for Human Rights.
Great. So could you all tell us about what you do with GLAHR and with Georgia Detention Watch and how you all met and started to work together?
Trabajamos en contra de la criminalización de las comunidades, la separación de familias, las deportaciones, la encarcelación de nuestras comunidades.
Yeah, so we work around fighting against incarceration, criminalization of our communities.
Para que las detenciones en los centros de detención sean humanas.
Yeah, and also to work the detentions in the detention centers are humane detentions.
Y en la medida de lo posible se eviten las detenciones, que haya programas para reivindicación de las personas.
Yeah, and to the best possibility to end detentions from taking place, and the detention center also have
reivindicación de las personas en la comunidad.
To in a way give kind of like dignity to the community.
And I think I didn't really get involved. I moved to Georgia in 2012, and I think in 2013 I started being involved with some groups through SOA Watch and others to do visitation at one of the detention centers. And of course GLAHR was already very much involved, and so that's kind of how I got to know the work that you were doing, and just tried to come in and support a little bit.
Con el apoyo de Georgia Detention Watch, que ha también hecho el trabajo dentro de las prisiones en general, los centros de detención, utilizando esta experiencia enfocándose en los centros de detención para migrantes, que esto mismo que se ha trabajado en las prisiones, en las cárceles, se pueda implementar en los centros de detención de inmigración y cerrar los centros de detención.
And just working on the work that Detention Watch is doing is just basically, the way they're going doing the work, checking the conditions are good at these different centers, is gives it gives the opportunity to, based on the conditions, we can aim to close the detention centers, and also this same thing can be applied to local jails and everything to do the same thing. And we also aim for the detention, fight for to close those as well.
With the work that you do and being in the South, what does it look like to have a detention center in the South? What are the conditions?
Pues el sur, desafortunadamente, son de los lugares donde hay las peores condiciones, en los centros de detención y también en las prisiones, ¿no? Entonces el trabajo es mucho más intenso a las comunidades en los estados más conservadores, con más ataques de racismo, de perfil racial, es institucionalizado, ¿no?
So just being in the South is,
el trabajo en el sur es más fuerte.
Yeah, so the work in the South is a little more harder than other regions. It's because also basically the politics are in there too as well, and just being able to try to fight all the detentions that are taking place in the detention centers.
Porque son más conservadores.
Yeah, because of the political views that are more conservative in those areas, so we have we're trying to stop our community members from being detained, but at the same time, because the political views are so conservative, that makes the work even harder.
And I think given that you have a lot of areas that have just not been invested in, or of course the history in the South contributes to the fact that you have prisons and economies that develop around those prisons, and so it can cause an added challenge to try to shut them down.
Y agregando un poco a las personas como los sheriffs que actualmente están ocupando sus puestos son los hijos o los nietos de los sheriffs que persiguieron y criminalizaron y torturaron a las comunidades negras en el sur por muchos años, ¿no? Entonces solamente se ha ido pasando el poder a las nuevas generaciones que ahora están atacando a la comunidad inmigrante latina o refugiados.
And just to add to that, like the sheriffs that we have right now in the state of Georgia, it's basically they're the descendants of the same sheriffs that used to oppress the African American community in the 60s and beyond that. So it's just basically a transition of power between the sheriffs to keep on oppressing different people, in this case the immigrant community, as well as refugees. So it's the same type of oppression, like we could say hierarchy, passing down from each other to oppress minorities in general.
So given that, knowing that the prison system itself tries to separate detention centers from jails, tries to separate jails from prison, and we know that the South has some of the largest numbers, the country has the largest number than any other industrialized country when it comes to that. Knowing that information, and that detention centers are in a lot of times black communities, where there are black folks that are working those detention centers because that's the only job, and the detention centers are full of other people of color. What has there been thought around how best to organize, given that in the South, in that complexity?
Pues desafortunadamente vemos algo muy difícil de contraatacar, siendo esta, como decían, la única alternativa de trabajo en muchos estados, en muchas ciudades, para las comunidades que de otra manera no encontrarían un trabajo. Entonces, lo bueno de estar aquí en esta asamblea es encontrar las alternativas económicas y generar nuestras propias alternativas como comunidad, para no depender de estas corporaciones que nos obligan a estar unos contra otros.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's not like a way or solution. Right now, it's really hard to confront this situation because we understand that this is the only job available that the families also need, the community needs to keep a food on the table. So, and now just being in this space, we can create alternative ways and for economy resistance, so that we don't have to be like dependent on these different corporations, and just by taking that away from them, be able to find more alternative ways and continue fighting for to end these detention centers.
Yeah, I think it's a really difficult question, but something that we tried to think about was just the fact that whether it's a private corporation or even a public institution, that a lot of black folks are locked up. Mass incarceration has affected the black community a lot in Georgia, and a lot of those same institutions are being used for immigrant detention and being used for a lot of the same stuff. So I think there's been an opportunity, perhaps something that needs to be worked on a lot more, to really understand that those struggles really are connected.
Y me gustaría agregar que en esta parte pues estamos experimentando algo bueno. En Atlanta logramos en colaboración la coalición de trabajo cerrar el centro de detención de la ciudad de Atlanta, y hay un nuevo proyecto y donde las organizaciones que trabajamos en cerrar este centro están buscando de qué manera utilizar ese edificio, esos recursos que había para este centro de detención. Quiere decir que sí podemos hacerlo juntos.
Yeah, just to add to that, so right now we're going through like a new experiment taking place. Due to all the work that took place, different organizations working together, we were able to close one of the detention centers, and right now we're working all these different organizations that were part of the work on basically restructuring that detention center into something more positive for the community. So it's something that all of us are working in, and hopefully that could lead to something positive.
I think that the work that GLAHR is also doing in Know Your Rights training and work around combating police collaboration with ICE, it also is connected, right?
Porque el centro de detención afectaba en general a la sociedad más pobre de Atlanta, pero también era utilizada por ICE para detener a las personas indocumentadas en este edificio, y por eso la colaboración en equipo nos dio muy buenos resultados.
Yeah, and to add to that, this center also affected the community overall, the Atlanta community, because they use it to detain community members. But at the same time, they also use it to detain the undocumented community as well. So they affected all of us in general.
So with all of that, the amazing work that you're doing, and you all's too outlook on being able to look at it and say, let's analyze the situation. Why did you choose to be a part of the Southern Movement Assembly and bring all of that work here to Mississippi?
Pues lo hemos escuchado aquí, y creo que es lo mejor, que ninguna organización puede hacer el trabajo solo. Las corporaciones son grandes, son poderosas, tienen muchos recursos, y la única manera de combatirlos es estando juntos, porque están en contra de los más vulnerables, que al final de cuentas somos todos y estamos solos, pero juntos sí somos muy fuertes.
Yeah, and just to say, the way how we learned it back home, we were learning here, we cannot defeat it by ourselves, we cannot defeat the monster by us just fighting by ourselves, plus the working coalition, working together, we're something that is doable, and we saw the results in Georgia. But at the same time, it's just knowing the fact that if we fight against something negative to the community by ourselves, we might not have the same result as working together, because we know that by ourselves we might be we are powerless, but we're together. We have so much power to fight for change and make change happen.
Yeah, I think in Georgia, I think GLAHR has served as a real anchor institution for a lot of the work that I've gotten involved with. And so we've almost done on a smaller scale, SMA leaves an opportunity to do it on a much bigger scale, and to show up in a way that show other people that while these issues affect specific communities, they also have connections, very real connections to a much broader community, and they affect all of us.
Thank you all so much. We're going to close out, but before, is there a chant that you can take us out with?
Me gustaría decir una cosa más antes.
Sí.
Yeah, I would like to say something more before.
Y cuando escuchaba hablar de la democracia de la gente, es importante para nosotros mostrar nuestra nueva campaña.
Yeah, when we here talking about democracy for the people, it's really important for us to everybody know about our new campaign.
Donde nosotros no creemos que solamente las personas que pueden votar deben ser consideradas y son importantes, sino la comunidad en conjunto.
Yeah, where we think that not only the community that is able to cast a vote are really important in the movement, but also the people that are not able to, and how they can mobilize the vote and be able to fight for change.
Y nuestra campaña no se enfoca en los votantes latinos, se enfoca en que toda la comunidad latina, empezando por nosotros mismos, promovamos y ejerzamos el voto a través de alguien más, si es que nosotros no podemos, pero sí motivar. De nada nos sirven muchos números registrados, lo que queremos es la acción, y todos podemos animar y colaborar con el ejercicio del voto.
Yeah, and to ours is not just about mobilizing the Latino community, we also give voice to the Latino community, especially the Latinos who are not able to vote, to inspire them to mobilize, and also to go out there and make sure that they, in a way, mobilize the vote and motivate other people to go out there and cast their vote, and in that,
que todos podemos incrementar.
And that all together we can increment the number of people that are going to the polls and voting for change in this country, and at the same time just empower the community that might not be able to vote.
Y creemos que el involucramiento de todos es la democracia de la gente, no solamente los votantes, ¿no? Y creemos que la participación de todos es la democracia de la gente.
Yeah, and we believe that the participation of everybody, that's democracy of the people.
No solamente el ejercicio del voto.
Not just the exercising the vote, but everybody partaking in the process.
Thank you all so much. Thanks for sharing too, what you're working on now, and just much appreciation as well.
Thank you.
¿Hacemos el chat o?
Sí.
Entonces, ¿en español?
Sí.
Aquí estamos y nos vamos.
Sí. ¿Puedes empezar?
Aquí estamos y no nos vamos. Aquí estamos y no nos vamos. Aquí estamos y no nos vamos.
Wonderful. All right. Thank you all so much.
Thank you, lady.
Appreciate